What up, world? What up, world? I am Mr. Blackamold Style from Rochester, New York. So I was watching some highlights on ESPN, right? And it was showing Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics rub his head against another player's jersey, right? And the hair was still on old boy jersey. The hair was still on OG Ananobi's jersey. And it made me think the reality versus the illusion, man. You know how many people are living in an illusion and they think that it's reality, man? Like, for real. Think about this, man. This dude rubbed his head across somebody's jersey. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But needless to say, that's the reality versus the illusion. Think about it. The internet's the same way. AI and all that. It's hard to separate reality from illusion. I was watching some kind of feed, right? And old boy was knocking at the door screaming for his mother. And he was swallowed up in the hurricane and went fly. I thought it was real. It was actually AI. Crazy. Reality versus illusion. It's always been that way, though. Think about it. My mother used to always say, everybody you think is your friends ain't your friends. Reality versus illusion. You know how many people sacrifice their life, dead or in prison, for the illusion versus the reality? You understand? So when you think about the reality versus the illusion, you know, that's one thing about this challenge coming up next week. Don't forget, there's an emotional fasting next week. So don't forget that. But the whole point is for you to see the reality of things versus the illusion. When it comes to, like, example, no debating, no arguing, walk away, right? But it takes both parties to play the game. If it's a relationship, if it's like a whoever, man, walk away. Revisit them next week. It ain't no big deal. But if it's somebody you have to revisit every day, you have to put them on to this. Communicate. So I want to do this challenge. Communicate. I want you to do the challenge with me. Communicate. You feel me? Communicate the challenge. Don't just do the challenge and somebody don't know nothing about the challenge and they all passive aggressive. Hey yo, y'all know those people who passive aggressive, right? They don't yell. They don't use a yeller, but they just say some old slick stuff to make you just yell. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. But needless to say, this is a challenge in a relationship for both parties. If it's a friendship or something like that, man, walk away for the week. Process whatever they got going on. It has to be a team effort in the real situations. Because if one's doing it and the other one don't know nothing about it, you can't go through the week mad and just walk away mad, festering. And so the week after you just want to explode. Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. You got to play the game right, man. Know what I'm saying? So it has to be both parties. If it's one party, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be an epic fail. It's going to be an epic fail. because the other person gonna still be passive aggressive or arguing or whatever, having no idea of what you talking about. You know what I'm saying? But it need to be something to be done because that's the only way we're gonna really truly get the peace on the streets, man. You know what I'm saying? This challenge is to exercise the level of humility. You have to be humbled. And I'm talking to the spiritual people. You have to be humbled. You understand? You have to be humbled. And if you're not humbled, it ain't gonna work. Because you're gonna be full of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta ask some people, man, when are you going to be tired of being full of yourself? Everybody in this world has feelings and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Humility is the key. Be humbled. It's the hardest thing to do for the ego. It's the hardest thing to do for the ego is to be humbled. You can't absorb no true knowledge if you're not humbled, but you might think you know everything. You don't need to be humbled because you know everything. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking to a chosen few in this world, not everybody. But if you balk, baby, I'm talking to you. If you balk, I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? And those who know who I'm talking to. Nobody personal, just people. I mean, but yeah, man, this is the time to exercise humility because I'm realizing that it's reality versus illusion. And everything, if you're not processing it right, can get you confused unknowingly. You know? So yeah, Black and Mo Style just getting up on here, you know what I'm saying, trying to spend at least like, you know what I'm saying, 10, 15 minutes with y'all. I can't get 10 to 15 minutes of y'all time with my rhetoric on my soapbox, being very pompous. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully I'm talking some real stuff to you, man. Hopefully I'm talking some real stuff, man, because, you know, there's still a lot of sucker stuff going on. Still a lot of it. And it's terrible. It's egotistical. You know, one of the greatest songs, not because it was written very well, because it made a valid point. And it said, I bet you think this song is about you. People who are full of themselves think every song is about them. There's no humility in that. There's no humility in that. It's more on the egotistical side. So say it like this, like say it's a scale, right? You got humility, you got egotistical, and in the middle, you have free will. Free will. Free will. You can choose either one. It's your choice. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I just wanted to get on here and just talk real quick. My headphones don't want to act right. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that right. Trying to get that right. But yeah, you have a scale. Egotistical versus humility. And you got to realize it's like a meter, right? So it don't mean you have to go hard egotistical. It don't mean you have to go hard humility, you know what I'm saying? Or you choose to go hard. Depends. But you have a scale, you know, the little lines that kind of milliliters or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's a scale of where you at on that level. You start from here, and then you on that scale. You can itch more closer this way, or you can itch more closer this way. Man, it I'm seeing so much vainness out there, man. It's crazy, man. I see vainness. I see vainness. And that's the illusion over the reality. That's the illusion over the reality. You know what I'm saying? Word. If I go out there and film a car accident and two people arguing after the car accident, I'll probably get 1 million views on that. But that's not all what life is about. What's in our timeline? We have more to life than that. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. But listen, I'm just sitting up here, chilling, giving y'all a reminder. You know what I mean? Next week is the emotional fasting challenge. I told my wife I'm nervous because I love the debate. I love the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, next week is the emotional fasting challenge. Get with me on that. Mr. Blackomo style.